Hey guys, so today we're going to be looking at more relationship stories. So yeah, let's just get right into the video. My husband decided he wants to marry my best friend. We have 2 kids together. My friend rejected him, saying she's not going to be a homewrecker, but my husband won't stop pursuing her. How do I handle this? Literally divorce him, that's how you handle it, and take your kids. This is my best friend, so I trust her with my life, and I know she won't be with him because I'm not okay with it. But my husband thinks he has a chance and is still keeping the door wide open. My issue is that I have 2 twin toddlers with him, and I cannot be a single mother. Mentally, I cannot handle it. I cannot be a breadwinner and a mother. I'm dying just being a mother, and I don't know if I can get married again with 2 toddlers who would want that. But also, I know I deserve someone who wouldn't hurt me like that. He basically wants an open marriage, and I don't. I don't know what to do. You can be good without him. I know she can. She definitely can. She just needs to try first. I think she's just stopping herself because she's afraid of change. That's what it is. But I also hope that she has people that can help her, like maybe her mom, her dad, her siblings, right? For sure. Her best friend can help her too, right? For sure. I think she got this. You definitely do not need a man who's going to be like this. That's worse. Okay, that is honestly worse. I mean, she can divorce him and he can still pay child support. Right? Because what's the point of keeping someone around if they don't love you and they openly want to cheat on you? Like, that's going to be so much worse for her mental health. That's just not it. It's not going to work out. I turned my partner into a parasite and now I resent him for it. I'm a naturally giving person, meaning I do all I can to satisfy my partners. Long day at work, I'll take off your shoes and rub your feet. Your favorite band is in the city. I got us tickets already, don't mention it. You asked me to come over. I bought your favorite snacks and drinks. You're coming over and made you food and rented your favorite movie. Oh my goodness. She sounds like the perfect person to date. And all she wants is for someone to just love her the way that she loves them. I feel like people like this, they don't get the love that they deserve. I can't help it. I grew up poor. I never had a room of my own, not even a bed. I know what it's like to go to bed with an empty stomach and pretend to be on a diet so people don't notice that you actually can't afford lunch. So when I love someone, I do everything I can to make their lives easier. My partner comes from a neglect single mother who ended up passing at a young age. It took a very long time for him to even feel comfortable enough to share anything that was going on with his life because that's what he was taught at a young age. However, in the last half year that he finally became comfortable enough to receive my care, it went from being hesitant to expect certain things all the time. All I wanted was to be a reliable shoulder to my partner, someone who would have his back when needed, and someone who I could rely on as well. But somehow now I'm having to pick up and drop him off everywhere because he can't afford his car anymore. And after ordering, pretend to be on his phone and expect for me to pay. Last week, he asked me to send him an Uber because his car declined and he had a shift to go to. I picked him up once he got out, and to my surprise, he asked if he could make a stop at Walmart because he was in the mood for snacks. With what money? Mine? Writing it down, I'm embarrassed and to an extent guilty that maybe I'm overreacting, but it's just the fact that things that were meant as a gesture or favor suddenly became expected and none of them are reciprocated. Sometimes not even thanked for. Oh hell, not even thanked for? Hell no. If I do something for someone, I would not want anything back, but I would want a thank you. I would want them to at least appreciate the gesture, not expect that I have to do this for them every single time. I want them to be like, oh, that's so sweet, thank you. That's all it takes. Not even a thank you. Yuck. People whose love language is gift giving, all they want is for you to be like, oh my god, thank you. I love it so much. You're so sweet. That's all they want. Okay. That's all they want. They don't want anything else. They just want you to be like, I love it. But if you're going to be like, oh, I want this, I want this, I want this, I want this, and not even thank for it, hell no. The thing is, I could blame this entirely on him, but this is not the first partner that changes entirely after I act caring towards them. My last partner did the same thing to the point where he'll be upset if I bought stuff with my own money because, you know, I can't cover my bill this month. I don't get it. How's that I end up being my partner's mother when I don't even want kids? How can I stop this? I'm so heartbroken. I feel like I ruined people and conditioned them into becoming the most dependent version, and I hate myself for it. That's crazy. So like all the people that she's loved, this always happens. Everyone just becomes dependent on her. You know what though? I feel like she's finding people that she can fix. I think she's going for the men that are emotionally unavailable and she's trying to fix them. to make them emotionally available. But that doesn't work out because they're always going to be emotionally unavailable. And that's just so sad because I feel like people like her, they do all these things because they want it back. Like, I feel like she's doing all these things because she also wants people to do these things for her too. But it's just not working. It's just not working out, which is sad. So yeah, it's a red flag if you're doing all these things for someone and they aren't even reciprocating anything back. They don't even do anything back in return. Definitely a red flag. If they expect all these things afterwards, a red flag. In a relationship, you guys should always meet each other halfway. Like, you do this, I do this. You got that, I got this. You're gonna pay for dinner, I'll pay for dessert. I mean, maybe it doesn't even have to be halfway, but just meet each other where it's suitable. This is what I mean. Nice people always get taken advantage of. They're never appreciated. My boyfriend told me he was putting me in my place after a small comment. I don't think someone who loves you says that. We've had arguments before, but this one really messed with my head. So, I made a harmless comment the other day. I told my boyfriend he kinda had a marathon runner body. Not as an insult, just a light comment. He got annoyed, but I thought it was over. Marathon runner body? Isn't that a fit body? The next day, I told him I had gone to the gym and ended up vomiting twice. It was a rough session. Instead of checking in on me, he brought up my comment from the night before and threw it in my face. You say I look like a marathon runner, but you can't even handle one workout. How often do you even go to the gym? Then he said something that made my stomach drop. I'm not comparing, I'm just putting you in your place. I don't even know how to describe how that felt. It was condescending, disrespectful, and it felt like he needed to win something at my expense. Basically, he's getting back at her. For saying something harmless, he's still so petty about it. She didn't even say that as like an insult for him to feel bad, but he's saying all these things as an insult for her to feel bad. There's a difference. To make it worse, we had talked about how I love cherries the day before, and in the middle of this argument, he goes, you know what, I'm not getting you cherries. You don't deserve them. What am I, a kid being punished? You don't want to get me cherries, I'll get cherries myself. I'm currently thinking of breaking up with him because I've reached a point where it's just too much. I don't think a man who truly loves a woman can treat her like that or talk to her like that. Yep, time to let the man go. Jeez. You know what, I'm not going to get you cherries, you don't deserve cherries. Okay. I don't need your cherries. He was really like, how dare you make that comment about me? You're getting punished for making that comment about me. You know what? This is why some people, it's better to stay single than to stay with someone like that. Okay? How freaking tiring is this? All signs point to my husband having cheated on me. Friends agree, he says he didn't. My husband and I have been together for 6 years. We've been married for 3, almost 4. He will often take my phone to use the camera or Google something if his isn't nearby. He doesn't ask first, which I didn't mind because at the beginning of our relationship, we both said we were okay with the other borrowing our phones. When I tried to do the same, he's always taken his phone away before I could use it. I always made excuses until last night. Last night, I asked him a question. He told me to give him a minute because he was busy doing something. While I waited, I saw one of our cats being cute, so I reached to take his phone for a picture since I left mine in a different room. He practically ran over to take his phone away from me, and I asked why. He said he was going to buy me a surprise present and didn't want me to see. When I didn't believe him, he instead said he wasn't comfortable with me looking at his phone. I was clearly hurt and asked if I could check his phone to reassure myself since he reacted so strange. He said no. I walked away to get some space. He didn't try to follow. Hours later, my friend suggested he and I go through his phone together, which he agreed to. Keep in mind this was hours, so he could have potentially had time to delete any evidence there may have been. We were going through his phone and it was a little strange. He's the type of person to never close out of apps fully. He also has dozens of tabs in Google all the time. There were no open tabs and no Google tabs at all. In our years of relationship, this has never happened. He always has apps and tabs until last night. Oh, he deleted everything. Other than that, all seemed well until I saw he had a Snapchat conversation with a female friend of his that I've voiced worry about before. The first and only time I met her, we were in a small group. She walked right up to him and started a conversation. She ignored me, even though I was right next to him. He didn't introduce me to her either. One of our friends jokingly caught out the behavior by saying, "Aren't you going to introduce your wife?" He laughed it off and introduced me after a few seconds of hesitation. He didn't call me his wife, just said, "This is name," and nothing else. He was really quiet the entire night, while she was trying to non-stop talk to him, even though she invited her own boyfriend as well. What the heck? Girls who don't acknowledge that you're next to your boyfriend and they just want to talk to your boyfriend, red flags! Actually, red flag. Because what do you mean you're not going to respect your friend's partner? Like, Even if they weren't partners, even if it was just a friend, you should still acknowledge people. You should still be like, hi, and introduce yourself. That's the only polite thing to do. But she's purposely ignoring the wife. And wait, they're married? Why does he still have Snapchat? That night was 6 months ago. When we got home, I asked if they ever had a romantic or sexual thing together. He said no. Last night he revealed they did. He said it was before a relationship and he never said anything because he was ashamed. His reasons for being ashamed: they hooked up during a low point in his life and this friend is his brother's ex-girlfriend. He says there was no overlap between them and our relationship. In scrolling through the Snapchat conversation, there were things that she saved in chat. I immediately saw not safe for work memes he sent her. Things like "this could be us," with a picture of a guy resting his head on a girl's butt. I asked why he sent that and he just said he thought it was funny. I asked how and he just said funny. Again, this time with hesitation. Wait, did they send this while he was already married? Scrolling more revealed she sent him nudes a little over 2 months ago. She was the one to save them in chat. He didn't. But again, he could have tried to remove as much evidence as possible. Everything in this chat was saved by her and not him. Yeah, that says a lot. Says a lot about the relationship. Woo! He said he had no idea what the nudes were or how they got there. He also said he never saw or noticed them. I asked how he possibly couldn't have noticed them. He then said he did notice but ignored them because he knows she sent them on accident when drunk. I asked if he knew they were accidental or if he assumed. He said he knew, so I asked how he responded to the photos. He apparently told her to not send any in the future. She apparently never replied to that directly. He said they just continued the conversation like she never sent anything. Okay, that's already a red flag. If your friend is sending you nudes and you're married, delete her. Why are you still allowing it to happen? Do you know what I mean? Like, how does he not feel like that's disrespectful? If I'm married and a male friend of me sends me his D-pic, I would delete him and block him because of what the frick is that? Why are you sending me that? Disgusting. You know what I mean? Like, what is going on? What is going through his mind? Why does he think that's okay? It's not okay. Oh my goodness, some people are dumb. I cannot. I said, so you didn't actually know if they were in an accident? It just sounds like she didn't confirm. And he said no, he didn't know for sure. Just assumed they were accidentally sent to him instead of her boyfriend. Notice that the drunken accident theory was changed. Scrolling back more shows that when my husband and I first started dating, her ex-boyfriend was jealous of her friendship with my husband. Her ex said my now husband and she would flirt with each other. Another message from her confirms that he sent her a not safe for work video of himself while him and I were dating. So 2 pieces of evidence that confirm overlap, even though he said there wasn't one. He says he just didn't remember, which I believe since it was years ago. Even if he didn't remember, he still cheated because why is he sending her that? Right? Why are they sending each other not safe for work videos and photos when they're in relationships? What the frick? Not too long after we got married, he also had a mysterious bruise that looked like a hickey. This was on his chest right under his collarbone. I was suspicious based on the placement. He swore it was a bruise and said he couldn't remember how he got it. But I feel like with a spot like that, you notice being hit or hitting something hard enough to bruise. Like your face would probably be hit too, or at least close to being hit. Around the time I met the potential affair partner, he had another mysterious bruise. This one was above his collarbone near his neck. I know that he likes getting hickeys there. He had the same story, a bruise he had no idea he got. Oh my gosh, this is so obvious, no? That's where he likes getting his hickeys, and that's where he's been getting them hickeys. Yo. Excuse me? Can you imagine getting like hit here and not remembering it? How? That would hurt. I would understand if they got hit on the knee, the legs, and then remember how they got the bruise. But here? Here? That's memorable. I believe that's all my evidence. He swears he didn't cheat. Maybe he doesn't know what cheating is. Maybe he thinks cheating is like something physical. So he thinks emotionally cheating and like sending videos and photos isn't cheating. That's how some people think. They don't think that's cheating. But I'm pretty sure most women, emotional cheating is worse than physically cheating. So yes, he did cheat. Because there was already evidence that he would send videos to her. So yes, he did cheat. In my eyes, the flirty memes are already a form of emotional cheating. He apologized for hurting me and says he'll do anything to regain my trust. So my question is, am I justified for thinking he cheated, even if he says he didn't? I suggested marriage counseling and he said he'll be okay with going. For those who have done marriage counseling after a cheating or potential cheating incident, did it help? I think she should ask him, like, okay, what do you think is cheating? Like, what do you count as cheating? And she should put herself in, you know, his shoes kind of thing and be like, okay, if I was sending nudes to like your best friend, is that cheating? It's not cheating, right? Yeah, it's not cheating. It's not cheating. So I'm going to send nudes right now because it's not cheating. See how he's going to react to that. He's going to be like, that is cheating. What a joke. And even if he wasn't, let's say he wasn't. Let's say it was only the girl's side sending nudes, right? Why did he keep on allowing that to happen? Why did he not block her? And why did he not tell his wife and being like, yeah, this girl's acting like this, I'm not really comfortable. Why is he keeping it all a secret? And they've slept together before and they're still sending nudes? The girl is still sending him nudes and he's still sending like flirty, not safe for work memes to her? Yuck. You're married, man. She has a boyfriend too. What the frick is going on here? Jeez. I think the wife loves him too much to not want to believe that he's cheating. Because once he deleted all those messages and like closed all the tabs, that was already obvious. Like, what do you really need to hide if you're not cheating? That's what I'm saying. Oh, some people. Well, that's it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Tell me in the comments down below what your thoughts are. And as always, thanks for watching. Hope you guys liked it. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.